another one hanging around, Tyler.
It's out. I think we come down to it. Okay.
Yeah, they think that it's off the paint, so they're going to play the freeze, try to get a cheap 2 late in the end.
Thurlow, her second, trying to freeze to one in the back.
Felt like Becky.
Good clean throw. Like how the rock comes out of her hand.
Curl. Curl, bleed. Whoa.
Line's good. Line's good. Cool
Really
streak.
curling now.
Called for curl early. Now they're worried about the line.
Lock it on. Pretty good.
And not too bad. A little bit of separation, so should be able to clear it.
It's good.
Good sweep. Way to be patient.
I like that.
It's a little unfortunate there for Schapman with that rock rolling just a couple inches off the paint. Looks as though they're playing the
I mean, yeah.
outturn side.
Even if you just peel the, I'd rather.
So I was going to suggest, doesn't seem as natural. I think they're playing outturn to cross it. I actually saw, I was watching Ava's game last night, the 3-4 game, and she threw a number of great inside-out interns, which I tend to think is one of the more difficult shots for right-handed curlers, and certainly for junior curlers.
They're just playing normal here too. The one thing they have going is the striking bands on these stones are so live, with the rocks only being a year old. So here is Schapman.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Haven't laid a brush to this. Looks like it's going to be all right, though.
That's fine.
Just, I think.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah.
Don't waste any energy.
Right. Pretty calm approach on the way down, though. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we're good. Rolls 3 inches off the paint.
Nose isn't the end of the world either.
Yeah. Hit and roll. To the freeze.
So trying to roll back towards that rock that's just off the paint and set up a similar situation than they had in the previous shot.
Forced Giroux to deal with that. The Giroux sisters are forced Schapman to deal with that. I'm sorry. The Giroux sisters are out of the Chaska Curling Center. We'll be there at the end of April for the 5 and under nationals, Tyler.
I think I want to go to one of those to check it out. We'll have some Duluthians playing in that as well. See this one crossing and rolling out, so maybe a chance to freeze and get a cheap force for Schapman now.
Yeah, she's quick to make that call.
Heard so many good things about the 5 and under championships too. It's been a wonderful thing for the development of the sport in the U.S. and so many good young players and good older players.
Yeah, well, yeah,
coming up in that tournament.
Yeah, it's a great event, and I love the enthusiasm of the group that plays in it. I will say I get more emails about the 5 and under nationals from competitors.
They're a very enthusiastic crowd.
Any other championship, and I'm fully appreciative of it.
Yeah.
So,
well, you'd rather have that than the alternative. You know?
Exactly.
If the passion is there, then that's never a bad thing. It's just a few more things for you to read on a daily basis.
Yeah. And full credit to the Bonspiel organizers, 5 and under national Bonspiel organizers. We have 23 qualifier events, and we appreciate all the work that those Bonspiel conveners put into those events.
Line's pretty good. If we're to this, we have to curl. We have to curl.
Did see this finish very hard on Giroux's draw, or Thurlow's draw, excuse me.
I think they might need to go a bit for weight, but maybe not.
Yeah, line's great.
Line's really good if they can get it there.
That's good. Good shot.
They were a little reluctant to brush there, thinking it needed to curl, but line was perfect.
Hit and roll out.
So after this peel attempt, Dean, it'll be interesting to see what Giroux does to start the third. I'm fairly certain Schapman will go back in, and I would absolutely if I'm them. But I'd love to see Giroux ignore that stone and actually try to get some rocks in play and pressure this young squad.
First, Allie Giroux will attempt to hit and roll out, blank the second end. it all the way. Looks
Beauty.
good. Well thrown.
Blink.
So we won't get a measurement on that one.
Blink.
We'll make the score 0-0 after 2
Go,
ends.
Allie.
Quick to talk about Steve's Curling Supplies. Steve's is America's #1 curling equipment supplier for over 50 years. They've been proud to support USA Curling. No matter your skill level or budget, they have all the top products from the most popular brands in the sport. And right now, you can save $10 on any purchase of $100 or more when you use the code USA Curling 10 at checkout. That's stevescurling.com, stevescurling.com. Visit them for all your curling needs. '24 U21 Men's and Women's National Championship, our feature game between Team Giroux and Team Schapman. That's the women's side. On the adjacent sheet, you can see the game going on between Team Wendling and Team Gensel. That's also available with the on YouTube without the dulcet tones of Tyler George.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want that, but as long as you still have the volume on our game, then absolutely get your split screens going. We know you got tablets and everything too, smartphones.
Just had a look in there and a pretty great shot.
Nice timing from the curling stadium crew there, getting that hammerstone in. Looked like a 2-point end.
Well, it looks like we're back into hitting here, Tyler.
Yeah, and hitting a stone that's in the back of the 12-foot to start the end off. I mean, I really do not like this now. I mean, for obvious reasons we've already talked about. This is just shortening the game, and I'm a little surprised that in the between ends meeting they didn't discuss, hey, let's, especially if it's a rock that's not in the 4-foot, let's just ignore that and let's get a guard up there. Let's try to push the action.
13-year-old Frances Schapman just gets just enough.
Yeah, we'll see the corner now, but you shouldn't have to have a rollout from your opponent to go up there in the first place.
Good, B. 3-4.
So they're calling 3-4 here, so they're still fine with it being in. And I just don't get that for this situation.
Yeah, it seems like they have the talent here to press, of course. They were 7-0 in the round robin, so. But this is the game plan, and they're sticking to it.
4, 5.
Always curl.
5.
Curl.
Top 8.
Top 4.
This one's going to go in. If I'm Schapman, I'm hitting this rock immediately.
Curl, 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 curl.
Well, she has shown nothing to indicate otherwise so far, so we'll see her put the broom down for the hit, I'm sure.
Okay.
Jesse Margan.
Yep. Hard.
Yeah, if you say Schapman, you got a 75% chance.
That's why it was a little slow to say Margan.
Yeah.
This is curling hard. She get enough to move it out? No.
Yeah, that's that same miss being soft in the outside of the sheet, so.
It's like it was a little down weight and a little soft release.
Yeah, top 8's really good here.
So this
Top 4 is good too.
may be the miss that Giroux was hoping to get at some point here and find their way to a relatively simple 2.
Now they're going to have to play the entire end out now with 5 shots remaining for the opponent without a rollout,
Yeah,
unless
still,
they get another flash.
yeah, still a long way to go for your 2 this way. A lot of teams, of course, would put up a corner guard
Gotta be here.
at this point in the end. but they're going to split the rings.
Yeah, this one's all there,
No,
too.
just top 8.
14-5, single weight.
This side's a little fast.
Got plenty of separation, so Schapman will have to do some work if she wants to group stones for a double. It's a little deeper, so they can start to roll over.
That's so.
You don't need to go all out for a double here. They're just trying to roll into that area to try to give themselves a better chance at a double, which is the right play.
Yeah, there's still lots of time to group stones. See if Morgan makes the correction from her last one.
Close. Room up.
Sounds like a better release. This one actually has some curling to do. Will just roll off.
How was the weight?
Yeah, just a little over-adjusted
I
there.
think it was probably just in my release.
Side and your back 4 here. So should run really good.
So second Ella Fleming will play another draw here. Continue to try to split the rings and work their way towards 2 points in this end or more if they can.
Top 12!
Girls. Gotta be in the house, though.
Top 4! Top 4!
Gotta curl.
For people who aren't
Back four.
watching Curling Zone or watching Curling Channel, seems like John Schuster has stolen another point. He's up 2-0 now on Schwaller in Switzerland.
Really nice.
Good spot, Ella. Good pair.
Looks like World Curling is actually calling them Team Schwarz, by the way, Tyler.
I like that.
Yeah, Benoit finally gets his name on the team card.
I don't know if that means Benoit's moved into the rings or if the World Curling has adjusted their approach, to be honest.
The Benoit is in the house right now, but Schwaller's throwing, so see if they can stick around and roll this one across. No, just going to make contact and roll out again.
It'll be thin, so Giroux running out, or Schapman running out of time to start grouping stones. Of course, Giroux still has to make every draw here.
I think a 15 is top 12 with a sweep. Yeah. Probably can't hurt it. Probably can't hurt it, girls.
Thurlow just trying to replace that stone on the opposite side again. Sweeper's really going hard to get this one there. I think it's all right for now, though.
Curl always. Curl always.
Curl.
Yep.
Okay,
Hard, Brooke. Hard, girls.
Curl, curl, curl.
Hard.
Curl.
Hard.
It's another crack at
That's okay.
a hit and roll to get over to that side of the sheet if they can. At the very least, you really like to stick around and make your opponent have to stick.
Definitely, so Rock's a little higher in the rings too, so a little better chance to roll over there.
Same.
That's what Claire Schapman will look to do here.
This one curling early, too. It's definitely rolling across. We'll
Close.
see if it gets in that area.
Wow, close to.
That's a great shot.
Really well done.
Hit it exactly where they needed to for the double, but at the very least, should get a chance at the double on their next shot.
I don't know if we can start.
Really
Great
well
result.
done, and ends up in a spot where it's difficult to roll
We may have
to
try
the
move
left
it
as the
over.
player in the hack
Okay.
looks at it,
9-5.
Okay.
which is where you'd like to go.
Looks like the yellow's behind, but
Tough not to leave a double back.
all right.
Yeah, you'd like to roll as far away as you can with this shot, just to try not to leave some kind of pocket double or nose double. This one hanging early.
Close.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now they're on it.
Yep.
Whoa, whoa.
Roll, roll.
Gonna try to roll a little bit.
Yeah, definitely a double there, pretty natural.
Okay.
Natural out turn double.
Fine.
Half a rock should be good.
Both skips, you know, Tyler play with conviction, which is great to see in junior curlers.
Yeah, I'd like to see both skips a little more definitive about the calls too, and that's something that'll come with time. That's not a a characteristic individual to them for junior curling. But talking about, we're playing this, but we could do this. You can talk about where the tolerance is, but you still need to be specific about this is what we're playing. This is why we're trying to get to.
Schapman, her first, looking for a double.
Hard! Hard, gotta push it out.
They're really sweeping early. Trying to hold the line. Just going to be nose, looks like.
Oh, sorry.
So a little conservative maybe with the throw, and
now nose hit is pretty good for
This with a roll.
Giroux.
and nose makes the double fairly steep.
9-5.
Looks like a packed crowd at the World Championships here too for the men's and playing against the home team.
Oh, it's packed. Tickets are at a premium over there.
We heard months ago that sold out just about the entire tournament, which is phenomenal.
It's great news. Usually European venues don't draw quite as well as other places, but it's also not a giant venue, so that's one. So I think it seats about 1,200.
That early sweep here. This one really tight.
Ella Fleming working this one, trying to hold it up. It's curling hard.
No.
Gonna roll off the paint, I think.
Working that one hard.
And does. So
Just
there goes
out.
the opportunity to, and that's what we talked about, Dean. It's so hard to maintain a 2-point end like that with so long left in the end. So even if you're playing it open to get the miss, and you do, if it happens in lead or second stones, you have to maintain it for 5 shots. And Schapman had 4 half misses in that end. And you still didn't get your 2 because you had 1 half miss.
There's the folks out on the ice. We put, I'm quite confident that the 5 p.m. finals, those seats will be full. We had a full crowd in here last night in Eau Claire. The club here in Eau Claire has done a terrific job both promoting the event.
That's the Sean Olison VIP section out there.
They've done a great job promoting, and of course they have a local team now in the final, so in the men's final, so that should be a big crowd.
So Schapman's going to get out of this end now. Dead on the nose, nice shot. I like that weight for that shot a lot more than what we saw earlier, Dean. That's good, solid weight, not quite firm, but solid normal.
Out on
Take
the wing
ice
there.
out of it a little bit. Just throw it at the rock. Don't worry about it over curling.
Tend to agree. And a lesson probably for some junior curlers about trying to get to 2 that it is a long journey, certainly can be made, but it's not easy. So Allie Giroux with her last in the third end, looking for another blank. Ella Fleming with the brush down early. That looks like it'll be the single. So 1 for Giroux, and in some ways, Tyler, mission accomplished for Schapman.
Yeah, Dean, I think the club, the warm room here will probably be filled up tonight too, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Warm Room Hero. That's Tyler's segue into Warm Room Hero. Warm Room Hero, more than just software. Curlers. They are curlers who built the platform. They're dedicated to building long-term relationships with your club. Warm Room Hero provides continuous support to ensure your website exceeds your members' expectations. Check out Warm Room Hero today at curling.club. That's Warm Room Hero at curling.club. We're grateful to have Warm Room Hero as a partner. They've been key to making this webcast of the 3 national championships possible, and there is special discount pricing for USA Curling member clubs. We'll be back in just a moment with the 4th end. Back. That was a message from our Columbia apparel sponsor. Terrific sponsor for us. Hope you people continue to support Columbia if you're a curler. 1-0. Allie Giroux over Ava Schapman here in the women's semifinal. That's a look in at the men's semifinal. We saw Mason Gunsel make a great shot for 2, but it looks like Team Wendling has just answered with a deuce of their own in the third, so I'm guessing that game will be 4-2 after 3 ends. So Giroux slips to the back of the rings with her opening stone. Schapman, following a similar script here, is electing to hit.
I mean, if I'm Schapman, I'd love to be down 1-0 playing 10 with the hammer.
Right.
Maybe would have liked to see a corner, but I can't argue with it near as much for Schapman, again, because you're shortening the game. And your opponent is allowing you to do it still, and they're going to continue to trade hits.
Brooke Giroux throwing a hit here.
We're good. Oh, we're good.
Good.
We'll report we've got eyes on Schuster, Team USA against Switzerland. It looks like Team USA just stole another point to go up 3-0. So
Control.
good to see them getting off to a great start.
Yep. Yep. Whoa.
In our feature game here at the U21 Men's and Women's Junior Championships, we're showing the semifinal game between Team Giroux, who were undefeated through the round robin, lost the 1-2 game last night. Very close game to Team Johnson. Team Johnson scored a 3 and 9, I think. Was it 9? I think so. To sort of take control of that game.
Yep, steal a 3 in the 9th end. When they were down by a point at the time. So that game turned on its head. Did not see how that 3 happened, but
Team Schapman handled Team Pekowitz in the 3-4 game to reach this spot.
did not look like there was a shortage of rocks in play in that one every time we had an update.
Yeah, I was behind that sheet because it was about the only place you could stand. So crowded in here. So Giroux trying to put up a center line guard. They're trying to work it to the center line. Almost gets there.
Yeah, a little off the center. It looks like Schapman is just content to peel this out as a center guard. As much as it may not be extremely exciting for streaming purposes, this is about winning the game for Schapman. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with drawing around, but this is kind of a center guard. You're already on second stones. Looks like this might go by, though.
It does.
Yeah, just a flare there. And this is, part of the reason why you want these rocks in play for Giroux is you should feel like you're going to be on the attack when you have guards in play, when you have more rocks in play. So now they have the guard up. They can go around.
So we've got, so far until this, we've had two young teams playing an old school game. So, but there will be rocks in play now.
I think Pep probably feels really comfortable watching this after his days with Somerville.
Mike Poplinski, 1998 Olympian, coach of Team A-Bear, the local team here who will be playing in the final later today.
Top four.
Got it, curl.
Line only.
Hard curl. Curl. Curl.
So the weight's close, the line not so much.
Okay.
Gets edge to edge.
I'll play.
Gets enough underneath that there's no roll in unless you play a bump, not a hit.
Okay. You said board?
It looks like Schapman thinks she can roll under even with board. That would certainly have to scrape the guard to make that happen.
Unless they figure out a way to get granite to go through granite. I don't know that that's going to happen, but just hitting and sticking around is a good shot here if they can.
Hitting and rolling open is
Really got a curl.
Schapman was a little fooled on her teammate's release there.
How about Ava?
And that has been the misses that we've seen for Team Schapman, are those in-between shots where you need to play hack to board, and they tend to overthrow them and be on the wide side, and that's not an unusual miss for a younger squad either. So that type of shot, really, that's the max weight you can throw to play it. That's probably even a little more than board weight.
Where? Line's good.
Curl.
Room. Room.
Curl.
Line's good. Curl, Brooke.
Curl hard.
Hard, Brooke. Brooke, goal. Oh, you're moving it.
Trying to finish this one up to get a piece buried again.
Well by the guard, but it is curling hard. We'll bury more of this than the first one, half buried. Nice weight from Tessa Thurlow. Chapman's looking for back ring weight here, Tyler.
I'd like that weight if they play it. If you can tap that stone to back house and sit biting top four, you're at a really good angle. The Schapman squad electing just to have one microphone on the team for this game too. Trying to focus on the task at hand. They don't want any distractions from the losers in the broadcast booth up here.
Well, and we can certainly understand their younger team and maybe a little nervous about being on
Back 12.
with the
back
mic
12.
on. So
Yeah, absolutely, they're right.
Back
No
12.
problem with that.
Almost hack. Almost hack.
And this
this
one
rock has some
overthrown
curling
again.
to do.
Yeah, and this is where Team Giroux can take advantage and attack with these types of situations and shots. And you're not going to get the misses that you're looking for in the wide open hits, but make them play some more finesse shots. Now you're seeing Giroux turn the tide a little bit with these situations.
Called it for top 12. Could also just lock another one on there.
Top 8. No, don't kill it. Don't kill it. Let it work. Girls, freeze for a minute. Gotta curl.
Might have
Curl.
Curl.
hit the brushing a little early, and now it has a long way to curl.
Curl to it.
Hard.
To it.
Don't know if you want to be to it. You'll be right on the corner.
Hard.
Well,
Ella, just careful on the jump there. You kind of went straight.
you can hear Sophie Giroux suggesting to be careful with the brushers, jumping on them for weight early. And I've always thought there's a skill that people need to learn is to be a little patient with the brushing.
Normal.
Claire Schapman looking for the double here. Good opportunity to
I think it's close.
get out of this end. Oh, it just
Just-
hairs that stone.
Just grazes the rock in the forefoot. Pushes it just
I
to
was
touch
here,
the
so I
button.
think you go here. Because, Allie, this is good, too.
Yeah, a couple of wrong side misses from Team Schapman this end, with
3 top 12.
missing wide when wrecking the guard wouldn't be too bad, and then missing wide with
Yeah, we just can't.
the double when sticking around, leaving that stone there would be good.
Just kind of idea.
Czechs leading 6-5 over Canada right now in the first round robin game at the men's worlds too.
Allie Giroux with her first here in the
Are we back?
fourth end.
If we're back, go back. Line's good, yes.
There's a lot of
straight.
curling to
Straight if
do.
we're going back,
Now they're going
yeah.
to try to wrap it around that one that's just touching on the button.
This has already got a lot of weights. I don't think they need to sweep to go back.
Looks like that will be well back, if not
Good,
through.
Allie.
Does hang around at the back, the lie 2.
Yeah.
Opportunity here though, Tyler, now for Skip's deuce with a good one here.
Yeah, they've had 3 or 4 cracks at moving this stone.
This is just a little quick.
And if you can make this tap, you still bring 2 into the picture too.
for sure.
This is a really important shot, though, Dean. If you end up getting wide again or staggering the guard, if there's a miss that allows Giroux to throw another one in again, you're going to have a really difficult shot on your last to score. So you really need to move this stone no matter what.
Wants to get as close to nose as possible. She does that. Yeah, will be 2 for Schapman will be in play. Tough shot, though. Chapman's
tight.
first, 4th end.
Yep.
It's been running a little straighter with weight than what we've seen earlier. This has got tons of room still.
They run it early, maybe fooled a little bit.
That's really curling now. It's not going to stay in front of it, but it will move the stone. That weight was perfect, too. They just bruised it a little early with the sweep.
I love that.
A good roll is
You can nose and be okay. Nose, we're sitting 3. So, board?
Yeah.
I think that's men.
I like that.
Okay, you got it, Allie.
If they could get a roll in here, Dean, I don't know that Schapman has thrown a draw
Schapman, pretty
since the
good.
first end in this game. They've had a hit on every shot except for the rock to start the end off. So I think Schapman herself, Ava Schapman, has not thrown a draw in this game.
It's
Yeah, and if Giroux can roll half buried, touching, it'll be very difficult to score. Allie Giroux, her last shot, looking to try to set up a steal here.
Really tight right now.
Thurlow thought the ice was min, but now it's better. Straightens up here.
Beauty. Really good, Allie.
Pretty
That rolls
casual with that
over.
roll, but that roll's
Pretty
perfect.
good spot, yeah.
This is hammer, right?
That's a tough score now for
Yeah.
Schapman with where that rolled to. That's a perfect shot.
Is it just this for one?
I think you're really just playing a through the house to hack weight and
They're looking to see how much they have of the rock in the
backstone.
back 4.
Yeah, you could draw to that one if you like that path. You got to feel comfortable with how that runs, and you're kind of guessing a little bit. You can score with this. I mean, it's your best shot to score.
Yeah. Yep.
This will be a little knee knocker in the 4th. Love it if you make it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in some ways playing this shot, Tyler, I mean, she tries to play something on the outturn, could bring 3 into play pretty easily. I mean, so definitely the draw is there. As you note, it's in fresh territory. Ava Schapman, last shot, 4th end, trailing 1-0, looking to score 1.
Line's pretty good. Okay, I think you can go straight. Whoa.
May need to go online here.
Whoa.
No, it's still not
On
turning
and
yet.
off.
Curl now.
That looks pretty good.
Now the line looks really good if they can.
Go straight. Hard
Look at this shot.
This could be really good.
Absolutely perfect.
It is perfect.
What a shot
Wow.
by Ava Schapman.
Terrific shot to bail her team out in a tough spot. That'll be 1 for Schapman. And we'll head to the 5th end in a 1-1 game between Team Schapman and Team Giroux. All right, we're back here. There's a 2024 U21 Men's and Women's National Championship. Our feature game is the semifinal between Team Giroux and Team Schapman. We got a little look in over the men's game next to on the adjacent sheet. That's between Team Wendling and Team Gensel. Calling them Team Wendling, they're called Team Senzali, but Team Wendling is skipping and throwing last rocks. We'll stick with this for a moment. Wendling with his, looks like his last here in the fourth end. Wendling out of the Wausau Curling Club in Wausau, Wisconsin.
Trying to get that to turn over to maybe chip and roll in.
Can't quite see, but looks like a cluster of yellow in there.
I'd agree with that.
That's my.
They don't call them the best in the business for nothing, folks.
Wendling out of the Wausau Curling Club. Senzali on that team's out of Cape Cod, and the series out of the Philadelphia Curling Club. Back to our feature game, a big one in the last end from Ava Schapman. Calm and collected, she made a tough shot.
You see the corner guard up there for Giroux now too, so deciding it's time to stop messing around maybe and get some more in play.
This won't cover that. They're trying to work it just as tight to the rings as they can. So
yeah, I think they were trying to go in again. Just
yeah.
Keep Giroux chasing their stones.
Opportunity now for Giroux to hit and roll behind the corner guard. And that's what she'll ask her sister to do.
Close.
Looking, another quick look in at Mason Gensel's last shot. He's trying to get in there for shot rock. Looks like they need it to curl and carry. He's very close.
Look at that shot.
Really well done for Mason Gensel. The score 1 against the bundle, I think. And so make that score over there is 4-3 in favor of Senzali.
So pretty good setup here for Giroux to start this end off. Now both those guards are off the center line. They kind of take the draw path away, but good opportunity to try to get a 2 or more going into the break with Hammer.
Really hard.
Jesse Margan trying to play the hit and roll under their own yellow. Not sure that has enough to get that rock out of the house right now.
My bad on the weight.
Just enough.
Little less weight than they were looking for.
I would love to have those striking bands in my home club. My goodness.
Yeah, they just purchased new stones here in Eau Claire last year.
Under either is fine. I think I
seemed
like
to be a
ours
great
better.
set.
That was bail.
Yeah, I think there's been maybe once or twice this week I thought there was a stone that was giving somebody trouble in the entirety of the games that we watched.
My home club in New Jersey, Plainfield Curling Club, just got 2 sheets of new stones as well.
Hardbrook. 10-1.
Really
It's like a new toy, isn't it?
Yeah, really ruined the great rock book I developed over a number of years.
That's why they did it. So we can't have Dean winning all these games anymore with that book of his.
A little more than last time.
So we'll hit and roll the wing. Schapman will make a play on it.
It is my out. That's good.
She'll ask Jesse Margan to play this out-turn hit.
I tell you to stop that. Yep. Roll. Careful. Yep.
Out-turn hit in the outside of the sheet for Margan.
Weight might be a little quiet again, and it's curling.
Yeah, that's the same miss again with just not throwing enough weight in the outside of the sheet. That's a conversation
Can we
that you
hit
should
and
be
roll the
having
yellow and be in?
before the game all the time.
Then
If
I
we
like
get in
that.
the outside, let's make sure our weight's there. And they've had 3 or 4 misses the same way that
One's the same as
are
the
solely
third.
for that reason. And that's not a reading ice thing. That's just throw enough weight to make sure you take the ice out of it.
Yeah, always a good thing to be thinking
Top
about.
8. Top 8.
Curl.
Giroux trying to go around the yellow guard just off center.
Whoa.
Yeah, this feels like an end where Giroux could put up a few with this, with the rocks where they're at.
Good, Ella.
You really want to go after him now. This is an end where you're looking at getting a 3 if you can. 2 obviously is a great result, but this is a good setup to get a 3+.
Pretty well done there. It's better than edge to edge. They didn't seem that enthused about it, but it finished hard. This is Claire Schapman.
Sweeper's going to try to get this by the guard.
Looks like they're by. They're going to just scrape it. Is open, but
really good sweep to get that by too.
I don't hate
navigated
ball
by
with
the
my 8.
Okay, board.
their own guard.
I think I'm going to err on the downside, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Thurlow talking
Good 11.
through her
One
weight.
side.
I think she'll be quieter, if anything. That'll be her pro side.
Hard, Ella. Hard, Ella. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Brushes down.
Curl. Whoa.
Yes. Line. Whoa.
Close to
Whoa.
rolling under.
Roll. Little roll.
Perfect roll. Well done by Tessa Thurlow.
Really well done there. Perfect roll. Good weight control. Now you're forcing your opponent into either a run back or a long roll. I think you probably have to play the run. If you make it, you're stuck under your own guard. Looks like they want to stay away from 3, and they're just going to hit the open one for now.
Yeah,
But
the
here's
run-
one you really need to stick around, too, or they're going under the guard again. You're looking at 2 under.
The run was certainly debated, but they'll play this hit on the wing again.
Normal.
Claire Schapman will.
See if they can get it to finish up. It'll just hit and roll out.
It's okay.
Roll out, so advantage back to Giroux again.
Yeah, this will be a pretty easy call to go under the red corner
Yep.
now. And really, Chapman's going to be forced into playing
I
that
think that's
short
max,
run.
Allie.
What?
I think that's max.
Okay, we can go here.
Yeah, it's becomes one of those all-in runs. You really need to make it to avoid giving up a number.
Where? Okay, curl. Whoa. Where?
Just want this in the top 12, top
Always
8,
curl.
no deeper than that.
Always curl.
Curl.
Gotta curl a
Curl.
mile,
Blade.
girls.
I think it will finish.
Blade.
Curl.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
Curl.
Gotta go.
All the way, Ella. Yep, yep, yep. Whoa.
Well, a fraction deeper than they would have
Beauty.
liked it.
And where it is, I'm
Great
not sure that
judgment. Great judgment.
Chapman shot rock if they stick that run now.
Really good
True.
there.
Yeah.
If you
So it might be one where you want to try to run and roll
Roll out.
across, or if you want to get real fun with it, run double.
That guard is high. I think we had this. Yeah.
do you freezing on this?
We're talking about freezing on the one under the corner. That might be shot if they stay high side 3/4 or more.
Yeah. I just don't know if the run is worth the risk. I don't
The
think so. I think it's. I mean,
the hesitation from Chapman, we saw this in their final round robin game as well. when there's difficult shots, run backs or doubles or something, where you kind of have to make it, she's very hesitant to play it in the first place. She's trying to find an easier shot somewhere out there. Sometimes you just got to say, hey, I'm the skip. We need to make this run right now, as opposed to, boy, I really don't want to have to throw something that difficult.
And you've heard the conversation that they're having. They're suggesting that the run is too risky. There's actually big reward for the run if you make it. There is risk if you miss it, of course.
Yeah, they're just playing the freeze here. I'm not even sure you're going to be second shot making it. See, yeah, it's a harder shot than the run. This is not a risk shot. I mean, if you miss the run, they have to guard it because there's a double back, which is your way out of the end then too. So they're playing the shot that doesn't give them anything here, except for being able to use it on your last, and even then, you're not getting yourself out of the end. She just really doesn't want to play those runs and doubles right now.
And she's certainly capable of them, so it's part of a learning process for the team. But so, nonetheless, she'll play this draw. Their sisters at brushing. Try to force Giroux into something difficult.
Hey, line's pretty
This is such a difficult freeze, too.
Always straight.
They also talked about two things, freezing to the top, or if it was a little heavy going right around. This rock's curling early, though.
Hard straight to get it by.
God,
Hard gotta go.
I don't think the weight's going to get there.
Hard gotta go.
Probably going to leave a staggered guard now. Well, we'll let in
It's okay.
closer. Just listening to Giroux and Thurlow.
I think the weight is actually really good to freeze on that. I think you were a hair tight. Nothing major though.
See another packed crowd again in here, too. Just about every draw, every seat has been filled up behind the sheets.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's been tough to find a spot to come in late, tough to find a spot to stand where you're not
Even if you
obstructing
go,
someone.
like,
Yep. I like it. I think we're giving like, yeah. Oh, I think we're going less than
And
that.
going back to that previous shot, too, for Schapman, and sometimes you just have to look at it and say, this isn't a run back, it's a nose hit. Which, would you rather throw a freeze to a spot 3 inches wide or a nose hit? And you don't think of it in terms of being a run. Just look at where you need to hit the stone.
Good thought. It was also their own stone they were running in.
Yeah.
So looks like Giroux is playing this in-turn draw around the rock that just rolls off the guard.
straight side. Straight now. Yeah.
Brushes down early. Looks like they've got to go on this one.
Hard. Hard, Brooke. Hard.
Line's good if they can get it there.
Whoa, we're not there.
That's not there.
They might want to just
Okay, that's pretty
at
good.
least take away that tap. Wow, did that almost line up with the wide one?
Good sweep.
Let's see what Schapman thinks at this point.
I mean, the port probably makes the double.
Yeah.
It's not an easy shot, but I think she really wants to find a draw somewhere again, just does not want to play the hit. And the freeze on the back one, if it's shot rock, is not a bad shot now because of the
Right.
way those rocks are staggered up front. I don't mind this call here.
Yeah.
I
That,
guess one
that
other
run
call
is a
would-
little,
yeah.
is a little riskier now.
One other call would be go behind that stagger that's set up now, but that's risky as well.
I'm not sure how you get there.
Yeah, it's really tough. You'd have to go. That port on the intern is probably barely a rock.
Yeah, this is your shot with the most margin for error because even if you don't make the freeze and it's shot, if you get any piece underneath, it's still playing into a jam on that stone. So I like this shot now.
Ava Schapman, her last stone, fifth end, 1-1 game.
Really important for the sweepers to know exactly where they need to be shot rock so you don't sweep it all the way down to try to freeze on nose and then not out count either stone.
Looks like should start to curl.
I think this is going to be pretty good if the weight's there. Looks really good.
Does look really good. Don't want to bounce.
Oh, that's pretty
Very
much
good.
perfect. Jeez, what a shot. Every time it looks like the tables are
Come on,
turning.
Della.
Ava Schapman has an answer.
I think you could get to nose of that stone for 2 still,
Yeah.
but you had to stagger it on the inside to make sure your shot rocks. So, I mean, I think she made it pretty much as good as she could. Now, it sounds like Giroux just playing board, which I don't know if you can get enough action to get that rock out with board, even with these bands.
The call to get to the inside or just nose for what?
I could try to get to the inside. It's really there, Tessa.
Okay.
So Schapman thinks she can get to the
Pretty
inside of it
close.
with
We got
board,
3.
possibly get 3. Or
Just board,
Giroux
though.
does, I'm sorry. Allie Giroux, last rock, 5th end.
Close.
Yep. Whoa. Curl.
Curl.
Got to get pretty close to that high guard.
Yeah, it just doesn't have much weight. I don't know
No
how far
curl
this
here.
yellow's going to go.
Hard.
That was your concern,
Okay,
Tyler,
one
right
out.
there.
Yeah, just can't make that shot with that weight.
So that'll be a steal of 1 for Schapman. They'll take a 2-1 lead into the 5th end break. We're halfway through, and it's time for the Broomfitters break. Broomfitters.com is the place for good curling gear and fast shipping on everything curling. For a limited time, take 10% off your first order with the code USA. That's USA. Visit broomfitters.com. We'll be right back after the break with the 6th end. We're back. 2024 U21 Men's and Women's National Championship. Our feature game between Team Giroux and Team Schapman. It's 2-1 in favor of Ava Schapman and her team. Looks like Jesse Margan will hold the broom as Ava hustles back from the fifth end break.
Talk about a pressure shot there from Schapman. That freeze, that bounces off at all. Very likely a 3. If it's short, same thing.
Yeah.
And had to stay high side too. I mean, that's such a difficult shot and absolutely perfect. Ends up getting the steal. And I know he's busy right now in Switzerland, but John Landsteiner, it's always faster after the break. So that goes to the back of the 8-foot.
So Schapman making a couple of big shots. First to get one facing 3, and then a clutch freeze to get her team out of a jam. So we'll see how this second half unfolds. Giroux trailing 2-1.
And Giroux now going to the corner guard. Attempting to. It is faster after the break.
People always tell me we say that every time. This is close to sliding in, but just short. Brooke Giroux with a good opener.
Team Schapman, Dean, you don't really change anything strategically with what you're doing. Again, just hanging around in this game, and now actually with the lead coming out of the break, they're going into the house, going top 4, I think, here. It's maybe just going to end up being tight, but.
Frances Schapman, lead for Team Schapman, youngest player in the field, quite possibly at 13, the youngest player to be in the playoffs at a junior nationals. Tyler?
Yeah, I think Zane Jacobson back in the day for North Dakota was 10 when we played in it.
So he's the winner on the men's side.
I do take some umbrage with her for being, you know,
Back 4.
we date ourselves by saying they're half our age. She's not even a third of my age.
Got a curl.
Top 4.
I don't even want to get into it with my age, but
Curl.
Do you want me to take it?
Whoa.
this Rockesson
Right on.
should finish here. Got some curling to do, though.
Curl. Hard.
Ella
Hard,
Fleming
Ella.
trying to work it
Hard,
over,
Ella.
sweeping for line
Yep,
and
all the way
Wade.
back, all the way back. Go, 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 go. Hard, Ella, back. Yep, back.
Oh, we're good.
Good shot there, getting under the corner guard.
Well done from Brooke Giroux. A slide to the back. That doesn't matter too much at this point, though.
You got a nice peel here, Ella.
Final stone here, I believe, in the 5th end on sheet B. This is a draw against 2.
Wendling trying to draw. Looks like he needs the side of the butt, and now they're trying to work it over a bit. It's close.
The line's good, just needs to wait, and that's
And
well done by Wes.
So Wendling and Team Cinzali, they'll score 1 there. We see official Steve Shield put it up. They'll score 1 in the 5th, so they're up 5-3 at the break. Gensel with hammer and 6.
Gotta be there. You got it.
Feature game.
You got it. You
Trying to
got
get
it.
this to finish to get underneath the center.
Chapman girls trying to work it
You
over.
got it.
It's not a bad spot, but doesn't get under. And Dean, I can tell you from our experience in the booth, it's almost Pavlovian right now. It must be about 10:15 because you can smell the fresh batch of bacon in the room.
They have a really good kitchen cranking out terrific food all week for us.
Yeah, I'd like to thank them for shaving a couple of years off my life with those delicious burgers throughout the week. Really good stuff. My
Andrew-
own fault for eating them that
Yeah.
many times.
Also, the Alchemist hot sauce. Well, he's got quite a hot sauce collection, and it's available online, the Alchemist hot sauce. So
Just let that one over curl there. Looked like they may have had the run. Ends up just off nose, and now
Control. Oh, 4.
playing the hit and roll in off the corner. I kind of like this. You know, open up that back stone and try to roll into. You could really go after him playing the draw, but they want to at least open that stone up too. So this one, if you make this, it's a really good shot.
Yep.
Looked a little soft out of hand.
a little soft, and I think it's going early. So
Yeah.
we'll see where this goes.
This is really curling. Morgan's been consistently soft on these hits.
This is trouble.
This is not going to be good. That was maybe hack weights and taps it right back to their own. She's been soft on almost every hit the last few ends too, and just not throwing it.
I like firm though.
I think you're throwing an yeah, because it feels okay.
Yeah, firm.
Here you go.
Yeah, it was like back closer.
We just jumped it. Firm.
Whoa.
Just the feel.
We're close.
Handle's rattling.
Just trying to open things up and
Watch
roll to
that.
a corner. Maybe get a bonus
Okay.
off of that
Foul
stone.
play.
Almost.
So the Schapman rock pretty much
play.
dead frozen on the Giroux rock in the 8-foot.
Because that's covering maybe.
You still have 4 shots left in the end here, and I think for Schapman, you want to play a little defensive now. You're up by a point. You want 2 to be your worst case scenario.
Looks like they're drawing though. They could also nose that one and just leave their shooter right in front of the red.
Yeah, this is
Unlock it. This is
getting a little aggressive now. It's not bad if you do unlock it a little bit, as long as you stay on the nose of the stone. It's all about the angles, but don't get yourself in a situation where you're going to give a 3 or more.
Whoa. Back forward. Back forward.
This should turn over pretty soon here. Trying to hold it on the nose of the stone. It's close.
this close.
Yeah, pretty good.
Really pretty good, yeah.
That curl's another 2 inches. It's really good.
Yeah, it does line up the red on the back there now, but on their own yellow, but
We got backing, so
Okay. Yeah, close to right.
Yeah, actually stayed 3rd count too, which I think if there's, it's unlikely that'll stay there with the way those rocks are lined up, but could matter.
Maybe a little up.
got it.
Let it work.
Tessa Thurlow not with big weight here
Close.
either.
Yeah!
Now this rock's really moving, really carving. Can they hold it?
Still holding it now. Gonna cross just a little bit.
I really like it.
That's pretty good. Now stacking freezes on this line, both teams, so we've
So-
changed gears.
Changed gears quite dramatically from the opening ends. It's all in now, Tyler.
Yeah, Schapman now needs to get somewhere close to nose. You'd really like to unlock these now. If you get to a nose bump, move that yellow about a foot and a half so it doesn't play into the jam, and then now it guns up to the back red instead. So like a back 12, back line right on the nose would be perfect.
Yeah, it's like backboard.
Yeah, this is a lot of weight now. May need to
Got
just
some
pick
moving
that
to
stone
do.
if you can.
It's probably what they're going to do here. They'll pick their own, or pick the, and roll for
That's
frozen.
kind of dirty. I think they might still be 4th, but
We play,
didn't end up terrible based
we can
on
play 10-5,
what it looked like was
10-5
going to
or
happen.
back.
I think I need a little, yeah, 10-5. Should
Schapman
be
smiling a
close.
bit about that one.
Yep. This is should be close here. I think nose is okay, but what are we on your side?
Still an opportunity here to lie 1, 3, and 4, I think.
Yeah, you want to get as many of these moving as you can right now.
No! Oh, no! No!
This is
This
Thurlow.
is hanging out of
Let it
hand.
work.
Girl.
They're going to have to try to move this, carve this one
Hard
over.
rock.
There's the knifing.
Hard for nose! Hard for nose! Okay.
Yeah, now going to be a little bit of a delicate hit for Schapman. You really like to either nose or play it firm and try to roll all the way across that stone. Nose is probably safe.
I mean, do you ever hate?
It's like 9/10, I even want to say high would be really good.
I was gonna say hit and roll, but I think that jams.
Just got to get it through the hole, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Even nose is okay. Okay, got it.
So they'll play the hit, try to put it through that hole. Might be able to get a double, or even just, as they said, nosing isn't terrible.
Yeah, I think nose is really good because even if Giroux plays the double back, there just aren't a lot of places to spill the first rock that you hit. It's got a ton of stones to jam on over here, and if it jams on that yellow, it's just sticking and sitting there for second count still. So I think nose is really good.
So Schapman talks the shot over with her sisters at the front end. This is Ava Schapman's first stone, sixth, and they're up 2-1.
Well. Not yet, not yet.
Yeah, should be close.
Yes,
Needs
now,
to get
yes,
up a
now.
little bit.
Want to clip your own?
It's okay.
Yeah, they're sitting one at least.
Yeah.
1 and
I
3,
think
I
you're just
think.
playing board, Allie. Back four. Just a little tap.
Yeah.
What does she
1 and
play?
3 is not
Probably
terrible,
that.
but they can get this over the top and roll into sit two.
Back four. Back four is really nice.
I mean, even if we sit here, that's okay too.
Frozen's good.
I like tapping that four, I think, though.
Yeah.
Okay, back four.
Yeah.
Back eight.
Center line.
Back eight.
Yeah.
I think back eight, we're going here.
Okay. Back four, back eight max.
So just try to tap this stone out of the 8-foot and sit two, and they'd sit right in front of that other yellow, which could bring 3 into play. I like the call here.
Giroux,
Line's good.
quiet,
Careful.
tap.
Careful. Line.
Just have to stay high on this no matter what. Cannot cross.
On it early. This rock's really moving.
Line. Hard, Brooke.
Still holding it now.
Hard. Keep the line. Hard.
I think they want to sweep.
Hard.
Just going to cross it. And
Okay.
It's tough to tell.
I don't think it moved, bro.
Are they? I can't tell who is shot, to be
That's
honest.
very
from the overhead
close.
camera. I think that may be shot. The rock that,
Well, regardless of
Allie
who's shot,
Giroux
there is a
through.
double here.
This is shot.
yeah,
These two reds to sit 3 for Schapman.
3 and definitely a force if the double is made. So they think it's Giroux is 1 and 2. So
She's only looking at hitting and rolling right now, which is almost conceding a 2, I think. So this is one, I mean, the roll isn't that much different than playing the double and missing it completely, because an open hit for 2 is still 2. You
Yeah.
can make the double here and kill the end right now.
not a lot of risk in trying for the double. Here,
No.
that's for sure.
No, it's not a risk shot. It's a shot that gets you out of the end completely and makes your opponent draw against 3. If you're going to roll, you almost need to roll just in front of your own yellows.
Schapman, her last shot, 6th end.
Yeah, this is going to need to curl, I think.
Well,
Oh!
Yeah, it really needs to go.
Real for
Just
these.
looked like a ton of
now
brooms
they're
starting.
trying to get to.
Oh. I think they're sitting
Now.
second.
Now there's there an opportunity for 3.
4 maybe if you hit
Yeah.
enough of
This
it.
one you have.
I don't know if both of them go with enough weight, but I think there's a shot for 3.
Like Allie, if you throw 9-5 at this, that's for 4. We're 1.
Yeah, I don't know about, I mean, you got to hit enough to stick around to get 4. If you throw normal, that's awfully tight. But but it is there for 3.
I think you can play back line and try to get these going for 3, or you blast it for 4.
I think I like the shot for 3 because I don't know that the shooter sticks anyways.
Like
to play
back
weight.
line here is pretty good.
I do like how they're talking through it.
Otherwise, just this.
I like that. If we over curl, we can always just hit and roll.
Yep.
Right?
And we always have the 5 too.
With
Yeah,
ba-
like
yeah,
that's
with
our
back
bail.
line,
Back
it's
line?
really hard
Yeah, I
not
really
to
like
get
that.
I'm gonna
2.
give you just a touch less.
Everything banks
Same.
in towards the center, and you're already sitting 1.
You were here last time with
That's
back
what they
4.
discussed. Even if they chisel off their own red, they'll get 2. If they get by the red, they have a chance for 3. It wouldn't be the case if they took this on with more weight.
Yeah, this is a smart shot here and smart weight call. I like how Tessa talked through that and told her what they could do and what the results would be with each weight.
Allie Giroux looking to score 3, trailing 2-1.
Yep! Yep! Yep!
This rock's curling early. They got to go on it.
Really close. I
Close,
think it's
though.
by.
Really close if they can hold it.
Oh, it's by.
Great throw.
Really well done for
4?
And it is 4 with that
and
weight.
it's for 4.
What a great shot.
Well done by Allie Giroux. Makes a big shot for 4. That's what they were looking for. They'll go up 5-2, and we'll be right back with the 7th end in just a moment.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
All right, we're back here at the 2024 U21 USA Curling Women's and Men's National. We've got some updates on the bottom, scrolling on the bottom. Sinzali skipped by Wes Wendling against Mason Gensel. We're going to have a quick look in on them. They're about half an end behind our feature game. That's young Mason Gensel out of the Chaska Curling Center. Feature game now. Giroux breathing a bit of a sigh of relief there, I think, after that 4, Tyler.
Well, she made that so good, too. I mean, it was a little more weight than what she intended to throw, but that was the only weight you could play to make it for 4. And again, I think if you throw that shot in your regular curling club, the bands are not going to allow you to get the action to make that, but great sweep to hold that line. I like the call to play it in the first place, because you're pretty much always getting 3 as long as you make contact with that yellow stone, but really well done by Allie Giroux.
And as you mentioned, those lively striking bands, it went far more easily than you might expect with older stones.
Yeah, this
Back 8.
guard now
It's in.
coasting
It's in.
all the way to the back of the rings.
Looking for the corner guard, but slides deep, actually slides through. So Giroux will try to wrap one around that rock that's in the top of the 12-foot.
You're okay. It's in.
Yeah, a little adversity for the young team now. We'll see how they respond. You're only down 3. You just need to get a 2 if you can to get back in the game.
Top! Top B!
And such a
The weight's close. They're saying top 4, top 8.
Top 4!
Now they have to get it by, though. Well,
Girl. I mean, that's fine, B.
just staggers up top, but it's not a bad setup to start.
call was narrow out of her hand, so.
Yeah, this is probably the first time that this young team has faced a situation like this in their curling careers, with playing in a game of this magnitude where now you're up against it. You know, what do you do coming back from it? What do you learn from it? But, you know, still 4 ends to play. They got their guard up now. You can see the body language has definitely changed here. And
Yeah, I think a little.
just need to focus yourself, take it one shot at a time, pick each other up. And for Team Giroux, you put the foot on the pedal right now. All the momentum on their side.
Ella Fleming.
Lots of room. Curl. Gotta curl. Curl a mile.
Sweepers have been going hard on the last few.
Thinking it's got a curl, but I think it will finish in here.
Curl, just curl. Just curl. Hard, Tessa, hard.
It will be,
Good, Ella.
we'll get edge to edge, a little better
Have to
than
deal
edge
with
to
it.
edge. Schapman's going to put up another corner. Last Jesse Morgan, who throws second and holds the broom for Schapman.
And they will have options this end. Between the rocks and the house, you can bump around maybe to try to set something up. And now the rocks going to the edges. This one really needs to curl.
Probably going to chisel off a red that's in the rings.
Yeah, just starting to get away from it a little bit right now.
Gonna build a cluster of red in there.
Tessa, do you like this way? Okay, 9-5.
Because you pick, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Tessa Thurlow, the most experienced player on this team, asks for a lot of insight, provides it.
Yep. Oh.
Certainly electing to play this one with a more natural turn.
Curl.
Let it work. Hard work. Good, Ella.
We'll let viewers know that John Schuster's up 4-3 with last rock
That's good.
over in Switzerland.
Yeah, final end of that game. John just trying to close it out, trying to keep things open.
Okay. All right.
See if Morgan can come up with
Is it a touch? Is
a
it
good
more-
one here to
more
try to
weight
put
than the
something
last one?
together for their team.
Okay.
So real turnabout in the last end with that 4. Great shot from Allie Giroux to get that 4. That's how curling goes sometimes, right?
Only curl.
Schapman had made a number of shots to bail her team out, but you can only do that for so long, Tyler.
Yeah, eventually it catches up with you. And
Really gotta curl.
for Giroux, really, I mean,
Really gotta
I
curl.
think this is likely what would have happened earlier in the game had they pressured a little bit more. You know, you see the more times you get a bunch of rocks in play, the better chance you have, if you feel like you have the edge and talent, of putting up a 2 or a 3. It took them 3 tries, but they still got there.
I mean, I have 7/8, but I think it's straight stuffs.
So they're,
Do I ever play this one?
yeah, I was going to say they're looking at the intern hit
Just
here, but
nose
they
on
could
that red?
they could
Gotta be
slash the
careful,
red.
though, it might take this.
It actually seems like the easier
That's
shot.
fine.
If anything, I think we're doing this.
Gensel has a cross house here, maybe to get 4 if they catch it thin.
It's close.
Oh, it just goes over the
Oh.
top. I think they got 2 though.
Sorry.
2
think
at
it's gonna
least.
jam here,
Yeah,
not
2
here.
it looks like.
I just don't know what I'm doing.
That seems to be the indication. So 2 for Mason
think-
Gensel over in the men's semifinal against Wes Wendling.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an
Slash
eyelash from 4 there too.
Yep.
I mean,
Looks a lot easier this
I don't know, I
slash,
just
doesn't it,
picked that.
Tyler?
I think, or we're playing this.
Yeah, and I mean you're opening up the front. I mean play that guard in. you're going to get a good result no matter what, as long as you're on the high side.
Let's begin.
Firm.
They've settled on the pick. Challenge with the pick is it can jam two ways.
Look at the angles. Firm here.
And we've got
Just picking it.
handshakes over at
If I take
the
out the
World
background,
Men's.
that's fine.
John Schuster and his team, representing Team USA, notched their first victory over a tough Swiss team. So that's exciting news, Tyler.
Yeah, that's one of the top teams in the field in a very tough field. Get that victory is a huge start for the U.S. men. Bit of a pitcher's duel.
I've talked quite a bit about how just tough international play is right now, so very great showing from Schuster there. There's the jam we talked about.
Yeah, it was always playing into that, so that's was a little bit surprising that they didn't just slash that corner in.
I think sometimes, players will think that slash is harder, but, there's actually more margin for error on the slash. Schapman's going to play a freeze here, I think. Or a little tap.
You got this.
Yeah, it's interesting when we look at the World Men's and the level of play and the teams. When you go through, you realize just how tough it is. So I've said often recently, Tyler, that
I think we're pretty down.
I really want people to support our teams because it's high stress. You go from playing for your teammates to playing for the country and the curling community, and we're chasing Olympic qualifying points and everything else. So good to see that opening win.
Good looking freeze if they can get this here for Schapman, but
That's our bad.
ends up top 12. Yeah, to your point, Deanie, the magnitude of it is not lost on the players either.
Right.
You know, when you wear the flag, you represent your country. It's not just about the Olympic qualification. It's not just about trying to get on the podium.
10-5 even.
It's
I am
about
edge to edge.
what you represent. We had discussions about that every year when we would go to Worlds or the Olympics, like how you handle yourself, what you do when you're at these world competitions reflects on 330 million people, whether you want it to or not. So having that support from back home, having people behind you matters so much for those teams on the world stage.
Trying to pick this yellow out of the back here. We're going to get all they get to know is flirt with their own rock.
That's pretty good.
So Giroux lies 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah, just tap this up. Don't need to take a big run at it or anything. You have 3 shots left. You want to get into scoring position now and then figure out how you're going to get more than one after that.
You got it. Huh?
Trying to hold the line to keep this high for this tap. Need to hold it a little more.
Close, but I think it's going to bounce open.
Yeah, it's so close to really good. Still not a bad result. You move that stone off the 4-foot. So now your scoring space is opened up. And your opponent's probably going to have to hit that back stone. So you should get a chance for 2 regardless of what they do on this shot. So your mission's accomplished at least on that side of things.
Yeah. 9-5. Hit and roll out. I don't really want to create a pocket there. Yep. 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 Whoa. Hard. Whoa.
Giroux just rolling this away. Rolling off. I think they played it firm on purpose. They didn't want to leave more shrapnel behind the 4-foot for
Don't worry about it.
Schapman to use. But now you have a chance at least to find a 2. If you ever play through the house and tap that red stone to the back line, you could bring 3 into play It's unlikely. You need a miss still on the last, but that top stone could come into play if you move that back red.
Giroux was looking to hit and roll open, but rolled out. This will be Schapman with her first.
And this is the same type of shot she made earlier in the game. This is in her comfort zone.
Ava Schapman, she's made some great ones so far.
Line the touch. Good. Okay. It's always going to be curl. Okay, always curl. Yep.
The line coming down now.
Hard curl.
Line should be good.
Line looks pretty good now.
Hard curl for shot.
She's got that one down.
Got
That
this.
looked familiar from earlier in the
That's really
game.
good.
Get to the inside.
Good sleep, friend.
That one looks like a walk in the park for her
Yeah.
every time she throws it.
Get to the inside and going a little wider than you'd like to. She's made that twice now.
Okay.
That's identical
9-5,
shot to the
9.
one she made for the single in the fourth. Just the
Just a
opposite
little
turn.
bit on this edge.
So Giroux and Tessa Thurlow talked this through, and they've elected to play this
Okay.
run back.
Yeah, this is a little dangerous too.
Yeah.
If you ever hit this a hair high,
This one.
or either side and pick out one of your reds, you could leave a shot for 3. Little surprised she's not just playing the in-turn draw around the center. That kills the scoring space.
Last shot, she actually said nose was okay. I'm not so sure, but it's on its way.
Yes. Hard.
Trying
Going
to hold
over
the line.
earlier.
You don't want to tap this yellow up. Ooh,
Wow.
that was close.
But now, would that red drag enough to clip that
Yeah,
back?
I don't think so.
Very
I think you
close.
got to draw here.
Yeah.
But yeah, if that curls another half an inch and taps that rock into the 8-foot, now you have a hack waiter for 3 on the back one.
You've got a
So
little
that was
bit of
very
back in.
close.
So after a good shot by Ava Schapman on her first, she now has to draw a full 4 for 2. Trailing 5-2. Ava Schapman.
That just needs basically touch 4s for this second point. Big shot here.
Always curl. Always curl.
Pretty similar to what she just threw, too. Looks like plenty of weight right now.
Sisters with the brooms down. It should start to check up in this slide path, but we'll see.
Yeah, straight for the tap. Just make sure you don't go through.
Now they want a
I think
piece
it's
of that.
stopping still.
Oh, yeah.
That'll do
Well
just
done.
fine.
2.
So that's 2 for Schapman. Make the score 5-4 after 7. This is a good time for me, Tyler, just to mention how much we thank the curling community for supporting the national organization, whether it's through membership or donations or volunteer hours. And I'll quickly remind everyone that we commit to this webcast coverage. It's not inexpensive. We're happy to provide it. Happy to have great partners in Curling Stadium, but it is a production, so if you are inclined to support it, please visit our foundation page, and you can do that. We'll be right back with the 8th end. All right, we're back here. This semifinal gets tight again after a big 4 for Giroux in the 6th end. Schapman answers with a 2 in the 7th, so now it's 5-4. Giroux with last rock here in the 8th. 2 hammers for Giroux if you played it out right, so that's their advantage. But this Schapman team's not going away, that's for sure. Quick look in on the men's semi. That's Mason Gensel holding the broom. That game's knotted up, 5-5. Senzali/Wendling with the hammer.
And this is an important end for both teams, obviously, here. But for Giroux, you're just playing to find a 2 at some point with the lead and hammer. You don't need to press things too much. And for Schapman, it's kind of the same thing. You're down by a point. Obviously, you want to steal. But if you can get a force, you're only down by 2. It's not the end of the world with the way that this game has gone. But we haven't really seen a propensity from Schapman to set up a steal. So
Giroux in the 8th here, up 1. If they were to, I think the analytics would bear this out. Even just scoring 1 here would put them in a position to score the game. So
Nice.
probably best if Schapman forces the issue here.
got a Danny Casper alert in the building here. I think I just saw him walking by.
Yeah, I think you have Ben Richardson with you for the final, and maybe we'll throw a headset on young Danny Casper for a little bit.
Get the full peanut gallery back here then?
Sure.
Curl.
Top 4.
It won't be me, I know that. So
Just T.
Unless the people demand it, obviously. I mean, you're a man of the people.
In and off. In and off. Whoa.
Beauty.
so that slides in buried.
Good adjust.
You know, I almost, in that situation, if I'm Giroux, would have thrown to the wing just because Schapman has shown they're going to hit anything you throw in. So, you know, counter to what I was saying earlier in the game, now with the score the way it is, the situation where it is, and knowing what you know about your opponent, with that lead, you get out to the outside, trade hits for an end, then get your half miss.
Yeah.
You can get a 2, and that's all you need
And that's
in this
certainly
8th end.
certainly an approach we see where teams will draw back 8 to the wing in this scenario.
Yeah, it's not something that I would
Coming in really hard.
recommend on a normal basis in that situation probably, but when you know what you know about your opponent and what they're going to do, going to the center and burying now has made them play that shot. Now Schapman's in a situation where they could possibly steal, which is what you were trying to stay away from in this situation. Earlier in the game, that was not a concern.
So Giroux will ask Ella Fleming to corner freeze here, try to get the right angles on this. Sounds like the weight is close, but they don't love the line early. Now they're saying it's a little heavier.
Yeah, we'll
this
go
looks
back.
like plenty. That's already going by.
It's through.
No, it's not through.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's see who's right.
Slow it down, Noah.
I didn't think it was that much.
Yeah, it does go through.
Slides through, so a mistake from Fleming there.
Okay.
She won't be happy with that. And another opportunity for Schapman to loop another stone around and start to build towards possibly stealing.
Touch wide. Touch wide. Touch wide.
Yeah, this one looks like a ton too. And really, these shots, Dean, it goes without saying, but the miss has to be on the short side with these to keep something in play for Schapman, and on the flip side for Giroux, the miss need to be on the tight side, where at least you're moving something around with that guard, if anything. So
the second straight misses, and we'll see if Fleming can bounce back from her miss with a make.
Okay. Just feel.
What? Okay.
yeah, smart play here from Allie to get rid of this guard. That's the rock that's going to hurt you. There isn't really one anywhere else in play you have to worry about.
Yep. Yep.
Just scoring, as you mentioned, all that they really care about here.
Clean.
So Peel throwing well,
Good, Ella.
successfully made by Fleming. Appears that Schapman will play the center line guard, replace that.
You probably need at least 2 more center guards if you're Schapman, even though you're not sitting shot.
We're a little up.
I think skips first is probably when you make a move on the stones in the house.
Coming down. It's tight 3. Straight. We're top 8.
Yeah, this is all the way to that stone already for Claire Schapman.
Well, they discussed playing just this tap,
That's
but
really nice.
they like it, but obviously a double there.
Go and roll.
Yeah, and you're giving Giroux now 4 cracks with no guards in play yet,
9-5.
Okay.
making probably 1 double. And this is the best look they'll get. This is dead nose. They're only playing with 9-5 because they're thinking they want to try to keep the red. I would just fire this thing and
They
lose
actually
them all.
indicated just hitting and rolling to lie 3rd shot.
Also, they may not even play the double at this point.
Comes Gensel trying that in off.
Oh, what a shot.
Unbelievable. Mason Gensel has come to play this morning, that's for sure. Flying at least 1, maybe 2. They might get, oh, no, they're not going to get the double.
No, and in fact, we'll leave
Yeah.
Schapman sitting 2.
I don't hate that.
It's not bad.
And that's, playing that soft. That's what you bring into play by doing that. Just
That 8 just.
play that firm at least and just try to kill those 2 stones.
I
You're
just
in
threw
defense
light.
mode.
You're just.
Chapman's looking
I
at
know,
hitting the
I know,
red.
it's
She
okay.
could just ignore it. Go all in here.
Yeah, straight guard
it
would
was
be a
definitely
good
down.
shot. They're looking to sit 3, but
But
you do have a really good
Okay,
setup
I'll
now
make
to
my
possibly steal. If
Already
you go with the guard, and having that second counter is the key. You don't
Already
have to worry
sitting
about
2.
playing against a 3. So I think these are the ones for Coach Littman too. When you sit and talk with the team, is what were we trying to accomplish in this end? What was our goal, and how does playing this shot accomplish that? This has really got a curl to not jam now too. Yeah, it's getting over the top now.
That's fine. It's okay.
Does jam on the other red at the back. We'll see what the score was, what happened in end number 7 over there between Cinzali and Gensel. There goes the official. Lots of drama, and it's a 1 for Gensel, so they steal in the 7th. Big steal there. And it looked like a great shot from Mason Gensel. Not taking on the double again here, which would actually seem like it would avoid the jam.
Yeah, this is going to jam on the back red too.
Yeah, I mean, that seemed like a really hard shot to not jam, whereas the double,
Which could have been a triple actually
yeah,
with the
would have
bonus in the back.
eliminated any possibility of a jam. So certainly now a force in the mix here
Sorry,
for
Allie.
Schapman.
Okay.
Yeah, this is now a situation. If you can roll underneath, Giroux has to make that double, hitting the 3rd counter first on her first stone. So even if it's made, you can still wrap around it. If you could get this roll in, you're bringing a steal into play for sure.
And definitely a shot where as a skip, Schapman here, she can be a little bit aggressive. She can really try to make this.
That roll would be so big right now if she could get underneath.
Yep.
Sounds like she might be a little tight out of hand. They're going hard.
They're holding it early,
Hard, gotta go.
really close.
Close to the roll, and they're not.
Oh,
gonna
that's
get
really good.
real casual about that roll.
Perfectly done.
Rolled under without much drama, so.
Yeah, really good sweep to hold that by the Schapman ladies.
And a good call to get on it early. Out of hand, they were on it.
I would say this turn gets the roll.
Okay.
But
Yeah, you really need to make
if you
this
like your
now.
out, I like that too.
Let's do this way.
If this is on the nose and they're wrapping around again, then you're drawing against 3.
9-5 firm.
So Allie Giroux will try this in-turn double. Her first shot, 8th end. She's up 1, but facing
Close.
3.
Looked
No,
like a little pop
no.
on the release.
Haven't laid a brush to it.
Yeah, That definitely hanged. Is he going to get the thin one the other way?
It's not, and now an opportunity for Schapman to apply some real pressure.
Where do you like throwing this one, Dean?
I think I like a tight.
Oh, shoot.
Wow.
Yeah, they're flying now because they think they're a little low on
They
time,
just
but
noticed the clock.
you want to make sure that you still go through your routine.
Yeah.
Make up the time elsewhere.
Their time isn't terrible either.
I think they're drawing around their own stone, which,
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I would be
that's-
going in front
yeah,
here.
if you go behind it, now you're letting them hit the number 1 or number 2.
I think a little staggered guard, you know, even in the 12-foot would certainly force a decision.
Yeah, this is not thinking about what you're leaving your opponent. Instead saying, let's get as close to the button as possible.
Yeah, and shot rock, if she makes this, will be open, I think.
Yep.
And it's the toughest shot.
Yeah.
The other ones too.
Right here.
Well, maybe now they're audibling.
Oh, they are playing it to short,
Yeah.
which would be really good if it staggers it a little bit.
A little stagger in the top 12.
This might be really good.
It's really good.
Easy now.
Just top the ball. Just top the ball. Whoa, whoa.
Well, that's
really good.
That's a good shot. I like that one. Another foot probably would have been ideal, but you're making your opponent
add a
draw
5-5 on
against
that.
3.
Yeah. Not super comfortable.
Okay, gotta be
Chapman's
4-4.
team realizing that they're not as bad on time as they imagined.
Just a brief panic. Now we're okay.
It's quite a reaction. Hustle to the other end. So now Giroux with a draw facing 3. Intern draw. She's up 1. Needs to touch the 4-foot.
Little ad on the release.
Make sure we're in the 4, girls.
Brushers-
Hasn't started curling yet. Usually
Running
it starts
right
curling
now.
before the hog if it's good.
Brushers don't love this
This
one.
looks like trouble.
Brushers do not love it. Now they're hoping to find
Whoa,
some
we're not
gravel.
on
They're
it.
going to
That's
miss that.
gone. Wow.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
It's a steal of 3 for Schapman. That makes the score 7-5 after 8. Giroux will try to rally here in 9 and 10. We'll be right back. All right, it's a good time, too, as we head to the 9th end. We'll talk about Warm Room Hero. They're more than just software. It's built by curlers, dedicated to building long-term relationships between clubs and their members. Warm Room Hero provides continuous support to ensure your website exceeds all your expectations and those of your members. Check out Warm Room Hero today at curling.club. That's Warm Room Hero at curling.club. All right, we're back to our featured game. It's a seesaw battle, Tyler. It's 7-5 now for Schapman. Giroux was up 5-2 after taking 4, but Schapman has answered in these last 2 ends with 5 points of her own.
Yeah, really nice last 2 shots by Ava Schapman. We put that emphasis on that first shot. If you can get the roll, making them hit 3rd count, if they don't make the double, she's going to have to throw against a few on her last. That's exactly what happened. Perfectly executed first shot by Ava was the key to that whole end.
So now Giroux will
Tight.
put up the corner. It looks like Chapman's first slid a little deep to the back 8.
Curl.
Brooke Giroux will put up a corner guard.
And if you're Team Schapman now, your number 1 goal is stay away from 3, regardless of what happens here. You're fine giving 2. Obviously, a force or a steal would be preferable, but throw a few rocks in the house, make your opponent have to deal with those, go into defense mode, stay away from 3. for Giroux. Keep trying to stretch the game to the corners as much as you can.
Behind T somewhere. It's like, it's down to the other one, I think.
Oh, it's really dying out here.
It's coming down T.
Good. It's still behind the T.
T.
T's not bad here.
Down to the other one.
It's going to skate behind and
Oh, it's
make
little
a
heavier,
pocket
make
back
a
here
pocket.
maybe. So if your team's Giroux, this is the setup you want to see starting out. You're not worried about either of those stones in the back of the 8-foot.
2 rocks behind the tee line. Allie Giroux will try to go behind her own corner guard.
Top 8.
Hey, go. Go, street. Bye.
Really sweeping to try to hold the line. Got to get by first.
Hard line.
Looks tight to the guard, but
Hard line, hard line.
and light, it looks like.
Yeah, weight was pretty close.
Weight
Just
was
ends up
close.
over curling. Yeah, not a bad situation now for Schapman as it's flipped, as that's a semi-center. So you could tuck a little piece on that line.
I
and
don't
it's not
think
a
they
bad
entertained
spot.
that, but they could choke off that guard, you're right, by going half around, half buried behind it.
Yeah, as much as anything else, you're taking that draw path away from Giroux, as it's kind of difficult to draw on that side of the sheet now. You can still get under the corner, but you're going through a port.
They were playing this just to the top 4, not wrapping it.
Yeah, nice weight. It'll be right in the top of the 4-foot.
Weight's good. It will certainly 3 stones for
Good judge.
Giroux to deal with here. But now she does have this opportunity to hit and roll under.
Good sweep.
You can feel the tension now too with Team Giroux. It almost seems like, you know, you'd think Schapman might tighten up, but they look looser than they have at any point in the game. Yeah, this hanging now.
Whoops.
So that'll hit and roll out.
It's fine. It's fine.
And Schapman now peeling the front, trying to keep things open.
Peeling the corner guard. You're right about this Schapman team being loose. Not everybody can hear it, but we can on their mics. There's a lot of laughter right now, which is healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to see that than the big deep breaths.
Right.
You know, like, yeah, have fun. It is supposed to be a game, right? Why
Yeah.
not? So
On
Jesse
this
Martin,
one early,
yeah,
did she get this going a little bit? Probably.
should be fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice throw
Springs
by
off
Morgan.
with those striking bands.
Yeah, keep laughing if you're going to throw them like that.
Yeah,
You ever do that, Dean? You ever giggling when you come out of the hack?
I have. I've also argued with people as I'm coming out of the hack.
Now, the good thing with that peel, too, is the corner that they're throwing underneath, they're throwing to third count.
Yeah.
So I like the call
Schapman-
peeling that off.
Schapman could peel that guard even if this is made.
This has got to go to get there now, too.
They're calling out 4, but it looks like a hard scrub for 4. Now they're saying top 8. I don't think it'll be buried.
The good
That's
news
a
is I
really
think
good
my
sweep
mic
to
went
get it as
off.
far as they did. They carried that a long ways.
Fully open. Schapman with a chance to hit and, yeah, can roll into the center here.
Yeah, make sure you throw enough weight this doesn't over curl. Don't get too cute with it.
They are playing control.
Normal?
I don't think they like it out of hand.
Roll all the way.
I think they'll like that one.
That's pretty good results. Now, at some point, Giroux will have to deal with these stones.
Hit and roll.
Yeah, I think you want to wrap around that now to the 4-foot.
9-5.
Yeah, you really have to start looking at that rock in the top 12 as a guard. You're right, you could wrap around frozen on the back.
And Schapman that team just seems to look more comfortable now as this game goes. You're used to seeing teams in this situation where you're that close. I can say for us in the Olympic final, I was never more nervous than the 9th when we got that lead.
After you get 5,
Yeah,
for
these
sure.
guys look like, oh, this is no problem now. That's going to get a few of those moving.
We'll make a double in the back.
Better.
Now Schapman will make a play on this rock in the top 12. Pretty comfortable here for Schapman, though.
Yeah, and that counter in the back 4s really matters right now, too, as it cuts off the scoring space.
This is 16-year-old Claire Schapman. They may not stick around.
That's
but
nothing wrong with that. I mean,
No.
leaving something up in the top of the rings can only hurt you. I kind of like peeling that out anyways,
sure.
honestly.
That's. I'm not leaving.
And if you're Schapman now, Dean, they make
14
this,
here.
you peel the
Peel the
corner,
guard.
you're looking at 2 at worst.
2 at worst. Tied up with Hammer coming home.
Fair.
Room.
Not any real reason to chase this if it's well behind the guard.
Yeah, this is gliding too. It hasn't left the center line yet.
Got a curl.
Needs to curl and has a bit of pace.
Brooke, go.
Curl.
I think it's still going to have paint,
Go.
but should be just about wide open.
It is.
I agree. Just needed to curl that earlier.
There.
So Giroux having trouble bearing behind that corner guard.
Do it better.
Schapman, she's been cool all game. It's easy to forget now that they're up 2. Forget those 2 shots she made. The in-turn draw against, was that against 2 or 3? I can't remember, but it was clutch.
I think it was 3. She's made a couple of dandies, and now all the momentum squarely with Team Schapman. Real quick look over to the men's game.
Yep.
We're not going to miss our shot now, are we, guys?
Hard, dig hard all the way. You got it.
Schapman's just by the guard.
jeez.
Wow. Just scraped that guard.
Good sweep there.
Of course, the worst would have been just the tickle of the guard.
Yeah. It's like a single 4 yellow over in the men's draw for Team Wendling Senzali.
That means that game will be tied
This is
after 8.
now it's a tough 2 for Giroux, as
Gotta be tough house.
even if they wrap, they're not going to be shot rock. So Schapman will have, no matter where they throw this, Schapman will have a shot to force at worst.
Yeah, to force it worse, and she could even consider playing guarding that one in the back, and if this is made really well.
Hold in. Let it work.
The line should be a little better on this one. Still needs to finish.
Okay, curl.
Curl. Whoa.
Does bury almost all of it. So it's a preference shot now. You can try to dig it out, or you can draw. I kind of like the draw, Dean, just because you don't have to make it great with where your other stone is sitting. Anywhere basically touching the 8-foot and any piece underneath, and you're probably
and you have
forcing.
a force.
So I like the call.
Yeah.
They've taken plenty of broom. They're not getting anywhere near the guard with this, which is good.
Yeah, no reason to flirt with the guard. So Schapman lying 1 with a 2-point lead. This is her last in the 9th. Looking to freeze and get a force.
Ava just trying to hit the 8-foot here. All you need.
Okay, we're a touch.
This will be one of the fastest lines on the sheet.
She's made some clutch draws already. This rock does.
I think we're past this.
This rock is running a bit.
Yeah, really needs to hit the brakes. Just now leaving the center.
Now will it stick around for second shot? That's the.
It's okay.
It doesn't look like it. Just got a little juiced up there.
So Schapman slides through the rings, and now Giroux has a hit to tie the score.
Yeah, important, take your time here for Allie. Go through your normal routine.
9-5. Can I have a little more?
Giroux needs to hit and stick.
And plenty of weight at this.
Said 9-5. Last shot, 9th end.
Hanging a little bit. He's going to need to get up to stick around still.
Should be just enough. It will just stick around over there.
Use as much of the house as they could.
I think Giroux thought it wouldn't be successful, but that knots the score up. 7-7 after 9. We'll be right back with the 10th end here in this junior women's semifinal. We're back. Final end here. Possibly final unless we have a blank, which is unlikely. 10th end, all tied. 7-7. Giroux Schapman in the semifinals of the U21 Women's National Championship. Adjacent sheet you see there, that's the men's semi between Mason Gensel and Wes Wendling / Senzali. You can also, of course, find that game as well through our YouTube channel. Centerline guard goes up.
And Schapman going around the center. It's a big shot to start the end if they could take that position. Top 4. Sweepers seem to like it. Line's good. Looks really good.
Line looks really good. Weight looks close. If anything, it might. No, it's
Boy,
really
that's
good.
Perfect. What a shot by the 13-year-old to start things off.
13-year-old is clutch.
Just the biggest shot of her life. No big deal. Right to the top 4s.
Right to the top 4, fully buried. Giroux will ask her sister.
Biggest shot of her long, storied curling career.
That's why she has no demons.
Yeah, that's it.
Doesn't remember anything bad.
Top 8! Top 8! Top 8!
Top 8! Sheet! Yeah!
Top 12!
As Giroux electing to come in because that rock is in the top of the 4-foot.
Call was top 12. Now can they get it a little further than
Good
that?
spot, Brooke.
That's a good shot.
That is a good
I'll play.
shot.
It's going to be very interesting to see, Dean, with this setup starting the end. Will Schapman continue to play for position, or will they peel when they get the opportunity to? Because they're shot rock.
This is one of the more traditional starts to an end we've had in this game, Tyler.
Yeah, 3 very well-made shots. Sweepers going on this one. They can't touch that center guard and move it off.
Move it off the center line. It's close to that.
It's going to bounce. It's a matter how far it moves it.
Oh.
That's really close. Boy, I almost, if I'm Giroux, I'm thinking about leaving that instead of putting it back. It's still mostly a center. You get another rock up front. And they have the option. They don't have to take that out of play.
Yeah, it was a quick reaction to what to do with that stone.
Just draw.
I don't know if Ava's getting a little rest or if she's having some neck or back issues, but she's been sitting on the backboards a couple times in the last few ends. I mean, I have to do that, but so I understand if there's a little pain.
You're not 19.
I am not, no.
Hard, girl.
I think some of my injuries are 19.
Ella Fleming,
Back 4.
they're calling it back
Becky.
4. Trying to get around everything here. They do, but it's heavy.
And now
That'll
that
be right through.
You're just really
peel of the guard would
It was
be,
back full
this would
way
be time to
back.
do it.
Now,
She's
yeah.
going right up to the front.
Intern, yep.
Yeah, correct call here.
I'm gonna make this peel.
Well, it's tempting because you're shot just to continue to protect it, but
Schapman will ask Jesse Morgan to make this intern peel.
Yep. Really hard, Francis.
Can they hold it? It's think it's good. There
Nicely
it is.
done.
Peel made.
couple nice peels by Morgan the last few ends too.
Yeah, as this
Give me like
after
a
struggling with
No, I think we
some
got 3.
Okay.
throwing some hits a little quieter earlier, she's made a number of
Tight.
peels here down the stretch.
My insiders are telling me there's a stomach ache going on for Ava right now.
So she's back sitting on the chair now, so
Yep.
it's never fun.
No. She's probably only got 2 more rocks she's got to throw and hopefully can tough her out. And
That should be her
Finish it
mindset.
off.
She's just think I've just got to get through this end.
yep.
Curl.
2, 1.
Hard. Hard. Hard curl.
I do believe that's a skill to develop as a curler. You have to
Hard.
play when you don't feel well. It's
Yep.
often easy to
Oh.
pick up something at events like this.
Going up top to Peel once again.
So that's Jesse Morgan for another intern peel.
Yep.
Looked like that one came out pretty good too.
We're good.
Yeah, really well done. Schapman has been at their best really in the last few ends when they needed it most.
So they'll continue to trade guards and peels.
That hit and roll that Morgan crossed over and bumped to the back 4 seems like a year ago now with how she's played since. And that's credit to her.
Yeah,
So
it's
she's
not
made
easy.
everything since then.
Yeah, she really has, and it's not always easy when you're struggling early to correct. Tessa Thurlow throwing up another center line guard.
That you probably have,
Didn't feel like that much.
I think 2 more of these maybe. And
No,
you got to
never
make a
curl,
decision on
no.
skips first if it keeps going. This one's going to be a little tight though. Boy, if this goes into the rings, it could line up a double.
Really good.
Well, it's tight, but there is
Yeah, it's probably still just a peel
would
with the
be-
angles the way they're at.
easy to be tempted by this double, but to your point, I don't think it's probably worth taking on. Although I'm not sure if they aren't.
Yeah, they might be playing the double. I mean, you have to leave the shooter up to make it. I think the straight peel is still good.
Peel.
That one had a little bit of outward momentum.
It's definitely tracking.
Might need to come up a little bit.
Might peel the back one.
Okay.
That's not the worst thing.
No.
I mean, that last shot was probably going to be a short little run for Giroux and make her draw the 4-foot.
For sure.
So that might not be terrible.
That's why she played that with the outturn.
Mhm.
Always a chance to hit the one at the back. Tessa Thurlow, her last.
Okay, it's gotta be frozen.
Line's good.
Flat, curl.
Line's good.
Hey! Guys, it's gotta be frozen. Hard.
Trying to get
Sweepers
this
on
there.
this,
for
trying to
freeze.
get it there.
Yeah,
Now they're
looks,
gonna
Guys,
looks
get it
like the weight's
frozen.
close.
just trying to warp it over a bit.
Hard. Hard.
Great sweep.
Really good scrub to get that there. It's an easy decision to peel now again. Looking at lining things up
Looking
to
at that double
get things
again.
moving. We're now playing the peel, trying to get all of them
Turn,
moving
get
a little
everything
bit.
moving.
Well, you're going to leave your opponent shot rock if you make contact here.
Hoping to at least push it out wide.
Yeah, don't
What
stay
you
on the
don't wanna
nose
do
of
is
it.
Stuff it. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
How did that miss those two stones?
Well, now they've also guarded everything. It's just interesting.
You know, it's not terrible still because
No.
the
I think you're probably playing back 8.
We're listening to
yeah, they got a timeout here, so we'll listen in.
Yeah, it's really close.
Or you're just drawing to
they
here.
rolled to not a
This
terrible
is really
spot.
good. I like that.
We'll see Ross or Anya Normando come out, I think.
It's either like back 8 and try to clip that red and bump the yellow back, or just a straight draw. I think.
I mean, like straight draw this way. Yeah.
This way.
Honestly, even if you just freeze on top of that, that's not bad.
And just make a setup. Okay. So do you like coming this way? This way?
But you have to be ready.
Which? This turn? Yeah. You're out?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
I like that actually. Like if you can get corner from the backside, you can make it like.
Yeah. Yeah, and if we're a little up, we can come sit on the side of the line. Okay, let's make it. Yep.
I think they're settling
Yeah,
on the
just the alley.
out-turn draw, which I
Got it.
like.
Yeah.
They were
I'm-
talking about maybe
yeah, that's a
tapping the
little less
red
than
and
I
trying to
had,
move
so
the
I'd go
yellow
here.
back and set up for their last. I would rather take 2 cracks at getting shot right now. Make your opponent make something. She's probably going to have a
Allie, I
piece
think
of it
that
regardless,
4,
but
4, 5, 4, 6 should be
you're
really
going to get 2
nice.
chances. Might only take 1, but I think this is the correct call.
Norman Doe suggested this as well. I think it's when she came out. So, well, here we go. Allie Giroux trying to wrap one around this string of rocks out front.
Line's good. Line. Line.
Calling hard for line to get by. Has to get by first.
Hard. Yep, keep going, yep.
The line looks good. It's
Line
all on
looks
the
pretty
way.
close with this big brush here. Now can they wrap it right around?
They do get shot rock. Great sweep.
This
There is
shot, it is
Good sweep,
available.
girls.
You can see probably from the hack a little more than half.
Going to say a thick half from the hack, I think.
I think that's the shot. Just make them
Great throw.
Really good sweep there to get that one there.
last shot.
They were on it pretty much
No,
pillar
we're
to
two.
post.
We're second. Just nose, yeah.
Yeah, just hit whatever.
Well, nose would be
I mean, sure, but
if you can if you can get to nose,
yeah,
great. But
you clear it. It's a good shot.
I think removing it is job 1.
Yeah, and this is whatever weight you feel like you're going to make it with. There is
Yep.
no correct weight for this shot. You can throw anything from board weight to peel and get a good result out of this.
Just control, okay?
They're throwing control. That's probably max room for control. But you just, again, with these striking bands, you just got to make contact. I'm on the side of playing more weight at it. Control's just fine.
Well, to your point earlier in the game, she could take some of the guesswork out with a little more weight, but she's throwing control.
I'm just fine with the weight there. Whatever she thinks she's going to make it with.
Ava Schapman off it early.
Yeah, it's
Brock
going,
does have some curling to do.
yeah, going backwards here.
For a piece, for a piece.
Oh, goes by.
Just by.
So
with the
I think you're guarding and just making her play that draw now.
Making her draw to a piece of the button.
That's the call, or you go.
Here's not bad.
I mean, if you go here.
I don't like that.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah, I like that.
It just had a really
Just a smidge more on the berm.
So some discussion about going with the in-turn draw, but I think the guard is the choice here.
Yeah.
Tessa, if we're over
Yeah,
here,
it's
like,
you're playing such a precise shot then when
So like here?
you can make your opponent play the precise
this is
one.
Good. Find that 4-foot line, Allie.
You'll have a couple options if you're Schapman too. If this guard is made, you could just play the clean draw to full fours. You can tap the red into the yellow, either way. So you don't have to move it very far if you do play the tap. I think she'll probably elect the draw.
Plays the draw. She'll need a piece of the button. Giroux throwing the guard.
Roll then. Line's really good. Never curl. Never
Plenty of
curl
room right now, but this is the way to throw these guards, to block them down so they don't over curl. Should be fine.
Curl!
Usually you're better off sweeping a guard to finish versus hoping it finishes.
Yep, that'll be just fine. Perfectly done.
Closes that off, and now
Draw to full force for the win.
Schapman needs full four, fully full four, I think is the best way to describe this. She's made a lot of draws.
Yep, just clear the head. Let the muscle memory take over. You got the broom down. You've made this one before earlier in the game. It's just the draw to the fours for the skip. This is what you want.
A lot of pressure on brushers, too, in this situation.
There you see the three sisters
There they are.
standing there together, 19, 16, and 13. This final shot in the national semifinal game.
Last shot, 10th end, tie game, needs full four to win the game. Ava Schapman.
Line's pretty good.
Came out pretty good.
Got room.
I like the release.
Got room.
Wait,
Full
well, line should be just fine here. It's all on the weight.
Now it looks like they got to go on this, though. I don't think that's getting there.
It's okay.
Yeah, just ends up short.
Ends up short. So Giroux wins the game 8-7. A real up and down, back and forth battle, Tyler.
Good luck, babe.
Yeah, I mean, I think Giroux is breathing a sigh of relief after that one. They dodged a major bullet, but you got to be impressed with this Schapman team and the bright future they have. It's obviously just the start for them and a learning experience to be sure. They're disappointed right now, but
Yeah, they'll take some positives out of this whole week, though. And we'll be back with our next feature game, 5 o'clock. We'll have the men's game. The men's final will be the feature game. The women's final will be on the other cameras. 4 o'clock Central. For everyone here at USA Curling and Curling Stadium, thanks for joining us. Come back for the final.